All right, what's going on YouTube, Snapchat, Facebook, everything, the whole 9 yards, social media. We got my boy Devon in the house today, co-owner of Garrick Jewelers.
That's right.
Right here, we're out and about. We're doing a real live, just full-on video right now. There's actual customers, the workers, the whole 9 yards. It's going great. So, how old are you?
So I'm 36. I'll be 37 later this year.
36, 37.
Yeah.
So when you go into industry, what type of business did you begin with?
So, I mean, look, my dad started working in the industry when he was in the 70s. He opened Garrick Jewelers in 93. I was born in 85. The jewelry industry is like the only thing I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, when I started to get into the industry, I started at the bench, sizing rings, doing watch batteries, stuff like that. I graduated high school. I went straight into a trade school, which just kind of built on that technique and those skills. From there, I expanded that part of the industry for Garrick Jewelers. I went from just doing repair work for Garrick's, and then started doing it for other jewelry stores. Now we have over 18 different jewelry stores that we do repair work for. So that was kind of my intro to the business side of things, was expanding that. And after doing that, now I'm going to look into kind of expanding what we do on the retail side of things for Garrick's.
It's awesome. So once you started the process of business, you went to trade school, like you said. Like, I have a lot of young people, they're either right, debating, college, or trade, or just maybe work, labor force.
Right.
So now after that, like, what is your mission statement as this company?
So, I mean, I'm really going to build on what they had started. So when my dad and Rick originally started this business, one of the things that they really looked at was they were looking for quality jewelry at an actually affordable price. So unlike chain stores where you're getting a lower quality product for a higher price, now we're trying to kind of level that playing ground where you can really get a high quality product for about the same price as what you might have paid at Kay's or Jared or something like that, but you're getting that high quality. So, and it's also something that we can stand behind. I mean, look, if you live locally, you're going to see me at a football game, you're going to see me at different events locally. If you're having a problem, I'm never out of reach. So, and we stand behind what we do. So if there is an issue, if something breaks or something like that, we're easy to get a hold of and we can always take care of it.
That's awesome. What school did you graduate from?
So Hanover High School.
Hanover High School.
Yes,
That's the only school you went to?
That is.
That's awesome.
So Hanover High School, and then, like I said, I went to trade school. I was lucky enough that was in Virginia Beach at the time.
There you go.
So that was kind of nice. But yeah, and from there just straight into the workforce.
And if you could mention some brands that your company has, like what are the top producing brands that a lot of people love to request?
So Levion Jewelry is very well known. Hearts on Fire, of course. For bridal lines, Gabriel and Company is probably one of the most well-known bridal companies out there. And then for the guys, I mean, we have watches. Oris and Seiko are probably our two big sellers, but of course we dabble in Rolex and Omega and Tudor too.
And does your company also do custom watches? Like, if people would bring you something like, look, here's some diamonds, rubies, here's my watch, I need you, Garrick Jewelers, take care of it.
We've done a little bit of modification like that. Yeah, we do a lot of jewelry building. Watches, we dabble in a little bit of modification, but we have to be careful there. So with Rolex especially, when you're talking Rolexes, if you modify them, it can make them illegal. Yeah, so now you're talking about modifying something, and it kind of turns it into a fake. So it's a little bit of a gray area.
Okay, that's very distinct from that point. Where I thought, if you had a higher ruby or dime, wouldn't it make it value more? But I guess in that case,
well, to certain people it will. So I mean, if it's your forever watch, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's your watch. We can make it to be whatever you want it to be. Absolutely.
So then, all the cool thing is too. Obviously, I'm big on YouTube, social media platforms. What does Garrick Jewelers do to promote? I know right now what we're doing is a business.
Right.
I met Devon through just a Facebook inquiry through detailing his amazing vehicles. Keep it simple, light. In and out type of deals. And he liked me, I liked him, and I didn't know he owned a jewelry store at the time. He said, "Oh yeah, man, I own Garrick Jewelers in Hanover." I'm like, "Where's that at?" Well, now how do you, meet me? Like, when I show the whole video and I'll have to do clips, they'll see it. But how did you promote when you first started till now?
So I mean, look, if you're going back to the '90s, a lot of it was radio ads and newspaper ads and direct mail. some of that we still use. Like, I love direct mail, I love radio, but now we're starting to put in like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok even, and of course we're still doing radio. In a couple weeks we're going to be doing a TV commercial. So that's kind of exciting. We haven't done a TV commercial, I think, since the 90s. So we're kind of excited to bring that back, and then we're even going to be advertising on some streaming outlets. So like
Hulu, Amazon,
you got it,
Netflix.
man. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So now, if you said going back to the 90s, obviously your father, he was number one. Was he a one-man team started? From how many employees he started till now, how many do you have?
So he was originally a manager at another jewelry store chain at the time.
Okay.
And then him and Rick worked. They were both managers at two different locations, but they did a lot of the company buying together. Mm-hmm. So literally over a couple beers at Mickey Mantle's bar in New York, while they were at a jewelry show doing a buying event, that's where they really kind of conjured up the idea. So it was the two of them. 93 was official opening. I think we had a total of 4 employees plus them, so it was a total of 6. Mm-hmm. 2 of those employees were their wives, my mother and my godmother Peach. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's kind of where it started.
And that's what I like about Devon too. Like, this is a 100% local business, family orientated and well respected, because let's be honest, a lot of people in the business will say, don't hire family, don't do business with family. Obviously you had a lot of the pros. I mean, you love it, you know, he's a great atmosphere and influencer around here. I mean, you said you're 36?
Yes, sir.
You're married, kids too?
Yep, married, 2 kids.
Look at that. He's a rock star too, man.
Look, I mean, we consider our customers family, right? Mm-hmm. So it's my dad and I that run it. My mom and my wife are both involved, and then we also have, like, look at our friends. So like Troy Sawyer, we all know him, right? Mm-hmm. Family. Like, his niece works here. Chris Hope, we all know him, right? His sister works here. So, I mean, it's all family, friends, and we like to keep it close-knit because we want to keep it light. We want to keep it, you know, fun. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it has to be informative. It has to be professional. So balancing that out can be tricky at times. Especially when you got to be the boss, and it's not always fun to be the boss. But I think we really have one of the best teams we've ever had right now. That's awesome.
And then does Garrick Drawers ever, you know, maybe, you never know, do they plan to expand, maybe get one in Gettysburg, York, or are you just fulfilled in Destin State?
I really love Hanover. As much as I've considered it over the years, for me at this point, it doesn't make sense. I would rather focus in on what we're doing here and really try to perfect what we're doing here before I would even really think about expanding further. Yeah.
So like when you get other clients, like international clients, man, you got people from Japan or Greece or Paris, or even Egypt.
Yeah.
Do you also ship out internationally, or just in states?
We have. So we've shipped out overseas a little over the years. Now with COVID and things, customs has changed, so not nearly as much as we used to. And even like, I mean, look, lab grows are a huge part of it, and everyone always has concerns about the safety or where the stones came from. Mm-hmm. Lab grows were able to really see its origin because everything we're buying is either grown in Maryland or in California. It's made right here in the States. So with that being a factor now, we're really trying to bring that home. Is more brands that we can find that are built in the States, we're trying to bring that in.
That's crazy. And then if you could explain, like right now, we're quote unquote living the pandemic lifestyle.
Right.
Could you say it either boomed you in sales, like with me in real estate before I got even in it? First year agents were making twice as much as, you know, before first time agents.
Right.
You know, the housing market's redundant, low market but higher price. Like, can you explain a little bit how that was during for you?
So for us, yeah, we had a huge business boom, I think. We had, last year was one of our record-setting years. That being said, I think the part of the reason of that is people weren't able to travel. So travel restrictions were a big part of that. The money you might have spent on going to the beach or something like that, maybe they bought a watch, maybe they bought a gift instead. Because look, you still want to make your significant other, your friends feel special. So okay, I can't take you on this trip, but I'll tell you what, let's go to Garrick Jewelers. Maybe we'll get a ring. Maybe we'll get that anniversary ring I wanted to get you last year. I couldn't afford to do it, but since we're not doing vacation, this year I can afford to do it. So we had kind of a similar boom, unfortunately, right after 9/11, because people stopped traveling, and it was a kind of a similar effect. So that's kind of how we were, cautiously looking at things. Since we've been around for a while, we've seen some of these patterns. When these catastrophes happen, There can be a silver lining to an extent for some small businesses.
Yeah, big time. And then another question too is, you did mention other, businesses that you do. Like, you repair watches.
Right.
Do you also do like insurances? Like, if someone buys a nice expensive diamond or whatever, can they bring it to you and say, "Hey, we'll do an appraisal, and this is how much we can insure it"? Do you guys do that kind of stuff too?
We'll do the appraisal part of it. We do the appraisal. That is then sent into the insurance company.
Okay.
Now, not all appraisals are approved from insurance companies. So we are an AGS store. We have in-store gemologists. A lot of that gives us criteria to be accepted by most insurance companies. Mm-hmm. To my knowledge, none of our appraisals have ever been rejected by any insurance company.
That's crazy. And then for the final thoughts and consideration, like, you got the young people driven out there. If you could say one thing, say, look, obviously you worked with your father, but have you done any other work before, like fast food or any other chain restaurants?
Yeah, I worked. So back in high school, I worked here in the evenings, and then I also worked at Perkins, and I did a little bit of everything there. I bussed tables, I waited tables, I was a cashier, I changed light bulbs, I cleaned toilets. I've done it all. And I did the same thing here growing up too. Look, if you have a good work ethic, if you're willing to put in the effort, you're gonna succeed. I think that's the challenge most people have now is finding that drive, finding your passion in which you really want to devote your time and energy into something. That's the challenge. You got to find it.
I love it. I love it. Devon, if you could tell them what address, some way to direct you, like, hey, I need a watch, I need a ring. People are getting engaged, man.
Yeah.
Close friends of mine are getting already engaged.
Right.
That's what I do. I hook him up. He hooks me up. We never did any referral fees or like, give me one. No. He was local, I was local, we support each other, business to business, and which I like about him is like, he's a giver, I'm a giver, and that's how it should be in life.
Yeah.
We're building not only just a business relationship, but actually, like he said, stated back in his previous sentences, it's a family relationship, which I like and I respect. Devon.
Yeah, man.
Thanks again, and give him the address where we're at,
so,
and phone number and email.
Garrick Jewelers, 1117 Eichelberger Street, phone number 717-637-1177. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can always reach me personally, Devon Bond, on Facebook as well.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, Devon, and thanks again for putting my real estate cards and putting my name out there again. 717-524-6439. With Kobe Jacobs, Neil Rehart team at Keller Williams in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.